Hello and welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through how you can set up your ShadCN UI in your React project. So for this and more, let's dive into it. Right, so for those of you who don't know or haven't heard about ShadCN before, so ShadCN provides us with a bunch of UI components, okay, which we can use in our application. So down here, you can see some showcase here. You have a bunch of components here. You have date, you have graph, you can get it in different forms. You have drop downs, they have avatar, they have tables and all that. Okay, so we are going to look at how we can set up or install this particular library or package in our project, and then you're also going to take a look at how we can install one or two components in there. Okay, so they don't actually just put everything in our project to make it big. Okay, once you set it up, you can go to components and then install whichever component you think you need. Okay, all right, so let me go back to my project. So this is my React project, and I've already set up my tailwind, okay, which I did in one of my previous videos. So if you don't have that video, I'll leave the link down below. You can check it out. Once you're done setting up your tailwind, we are good to go. Okay, so let's go back to ShadCN, and then once you click on let me go back. So once you click on get started, it's going to lead you to this page. Okay, and then you can install them in a bunch of frameworks: Next.js, Vite, Laravel, and so on, right? But we are using Vite, so I'm going to click on Vite, and then they have a note here. So it says follow this guide for Tailwind version 4. If you're using Tailwind version 3, then you have to install this ShadCN. Okay, but since we are using Tailwind version 4, we are good to go. Okay, because in our previous video we did set up our Tailwind using their version 4. Okay, so we are good to go. All right, so now let's start. So we are going to go stepwise, right? The first step is to create the project, which we've already done that, so I'm going to skip. The second one says we should install Tailwind CSS and then the Vite version. Okay, so let's check our package and make sure we have these ones installed. So we have the Tailwind CSS and then Tailwind CSS /Vite, right? So we are good to go, and then we've already done the imports, so I'm going to skip that. The next one says we should paste this in our config.json. So I'm just going to go back to our config.json just to make sure everything is there, right? So let me pull this one down. So okay, so we have it right here. So we have our compiler options in there. We have the base URL and then the path, right? Now the next one is we are supposed to do same for the config.app.json as well, which we have it right here. So if you don't have it, you can just quickly paste it, copy them and paste them right there. Okay, so we have the base URL, the path again. Now let's go back again, and here it says we should copy this and then paste it. So I'm just going to pull this one up and I'm going to paste. Oops, what's wrong? Let me close this terminal, open a new one. All right, so I'm going to paste what I copied right here. So install this as a dependency, node types. So I'm going to install that really quick. Then let's check what's next. So the next thing is to update our Vite config file. So I'm just going to go back. So Vite config, let's paste this right here. Okay, we have duplicate here, so we'll have to go back again and then update our define config. So I'm just going to go back here and then paste it right here. So yeah, I think we are good to go now. So let's go back again. It says you should run this CLI command, so I'm going to copy that, come back here and then paste it. Okay, let's wait for it to finish. Once it's done, we are good to go. All right, so the first one says we should choose the base color, so I'm going to go with the first one. So press enter for that, and then it asks, it says we are using React version 19, and then some packages. Okay, so I'm just going to go for the second option, which says we should use the legacy PA. So I'm going to just click on that. All right, so installation is done, and it's created this lib file here. Okay, so our project has been set up successfully, the ShadCN. Now you can proceed to kind of utilize it. Okay, so let's go to our app.js, and then in my terminal I'm going to run npm run dev to start my server for me. Let's click on this link to launch it for us, just to see how our application looks right now. Then we are going to import or install a couple of components. Okay, so this is how our application looks. Let's go back to our documentation. Okay, so at the right side here, when you scroll down, you can see we have components. Okay, and then all of these are components that you can use. So we have carousel, we have card, right? We have calendar here as well, which you can choose. We have we have input forms, we have drawer, right? And each of them you can just test them here, so just to see how they look, right? We have a drop down menu, and click on this, you see how it looks. You have skeleton, some kind of loading indicator, right? And then we have toast. We have you can click on it and see the toast right here. We have text area, like they have a bunch of awesome components. The first one I'm going to start with is the button component, right? So this is how the button looks, and down here it shows you the installation, so you can just copy this, right? Then you come back to your terminal. So I'm just going to pull it up a bit and then open a new terminal here. Inside my terminal, I'm just going to paste what we copied, right? Which is npx ShadCN at latest add button. So it's going to add this component in our component folder for us, right? So let's wait. All right, so this question keeps on coming. We're going to choose the legacy, and then installation begins. All right, so as you can see, we are done, and then we have a new folder here which says components. Inside it we have the app.tx. so this is the component that ShadCN has provided, right? And then let's go to our app.tx. Down here I'm just going to import the button right here. Okay, so import button, and then I'm going to import it from our component folder. So let's cause a couple of things. So inside here you can see click, and then let's save it. Let's go back to application, and as you can see we have the button right here. Let me center everything so that makes it easier. Oops, flex, and then item dot center, then justify center. Great. Let's save this and let's go back. Okay, so we have everything in the center. When you click on the button, nothing happens because you've actually not done anything, right? Yeah, and also you can pass in a class here, so a class name, and then you can provide, let's say, bg primary. Okay, so you're passing background color of primary. What's happening? Let me go back to my index. Okay, so we have color. I think there's conflict here, so let me change this one to custom. Okay, because ShadCN comes with color primarily as primarily as a color variable name. Okay, so I'm just going to change mine to custom just to make it a little bit different. So custom, yeah, custom primary, and then here I'm going to say custom secondary. So now let's go back to our application, and as you can see, our button is showing a purple color, right? Once you hover over it, it changes. Okay, so you can update all these stuff. So hover, and then bg, you want the bg to be the light version, right? So let's go back again, As you can see, now we hover over it. This is what happens. Now let's install another interesting component. Okay, let's install one last interesting component, and then I think we'll be good to go. Right, I want something simple. Okay, calendar. Okay, so I will copy the calendar, then come back to my terminal, paste it right there. Okay, so whilst it's updating us with that, we can come back here and then check the code. So they always provide you with a code, and then you can just copy the code here. So we are first going to copy the state, bring it here. Okay, they are using TypeScript, but we are not, so we can do the updates ourselves. And then the terminal is requesting for, okay, let's do that really quick. And let's go back again, copy the calendar right here. Let's come back here and let's paste the calendar here. So now let's wait for the installation to finish. Okay, so if you're using React version 19, anytime you are trying to add a component or install any ShadCN package, you have to use the legacy peer dips, okay, or dips. So that's basically the let me say the only downside of it. Okay, but if you are using React version 18, that one you are free to go. You are good to go with all your installations. All right, so it's done, and then as you can see, we have the calendar added to our components right here. So I'm just going to go to calendar here and then import it. Okay, so just like we did for this one, we can just come here and just say calendar. I just don't want to type plenty. Anyways, let's finish this really quick. Okay, so calendar here, and then in here we are going to import our calendar. Great. Let's pass in this. Okay, we are using TypeScript. I even forgot. Then we are good to go. Let's go back, copy everything here. Okay, actually I thought we were using normal JavaScript, so let me undo what I did here. Let's come here and paste all this with that. Let's remove this React. Okay, so we are good to go. Now let's save it and go back to our application. Okay, what's happening? Let's do a fresh reload. All right, so as you can see, we are displaying it right here, but it doesn't look awesome. So let me come here and then change the color to white. Okay, save that. Let's go back again. Great. So as you can see, we have our calendar component here. You can navigate through the month, right? You can go back. You are in 17th. You can check any other days as well. Okay, and then you get the dates. So yeah, I think I would like to end the video here. So we've basically went through how we can add a ShadCN, or how we can install or set up ShadCN in our React project, and I've also taken you through how you can add some of their components here. Okay, so all the component follows the same pattern. You go there, you look out for the component you want, click on it, let's say card. Once you click on card, it shows you the installation process. You copy it, paste it in your terminal. Once it's done adding it to your component, you come here and check how it's been implemented. You can actually copy the entire code there, and then you tweak it to suit how you want it to look like, right? Yeah, so this is the end of this video. Kindly click on the subscribe button, like this video, and share the video with friends. Happy coding.